The chaos that surrounded Mike Tyson throughout his early career felt less like a sports storyline and more like a series of violent storms ripping through anyone foolish enough to stand in their path. Every man who stepped toward him, whether in the ring, on the street, or in front of a microphone, seemed convinced he had cracked some secret code that would neutralize Iron Mike. Yet each time, Tyson answered with a level of ferocity that shattered not just their confidence, but their bodies and reputations. His fights became examinations of human arrogance, where loudmouths and overconfident titans discovered in real time that Mike Tyson was not a man to provoke unless you were ready to pay a painful price. It all began with the madness of Mitch Green, a gang leader who believed brute intimidation and street bravado could conquer Tyson. Their boxing match had already ended in humiliation for him, but Green was too unstable, too hungry for revenge, and too blinded by pride to let it go. So 2 years later he returned, this time on his own turf, convinced he'd finally get the retribution he thought he deserved. But Tyson didn't flinch. Instead, he reminded Green why the ring had once broken him, beating him down in the street with the same cold precision he brought to championship fights. It was a brutal, public demonstration that no matter the setting, Tyson's hands were weapons, and any man foolish enough to test him would receive the same violent lesson. Not long after, another clown stepped forward. McNeely strutted into the spotlight with the confidence of a man who had never been punished by true power. Fresh out of prison and more dangerous than ever, Tyson barely needed to speak. McNeely's loudmouthed promises and theatrical threats only made his fall more humiliating. When the bell rang, he sprinted toward Tyson with reckless abandon, as if he believed heart alone could defeat a hurricane. Instead, he lasted mere seconds before Tyson launched him to the canvas with a punch that made the entire arena gasp. McNeely staggered up, stubborn but dazed, only to get swallowed by Tyson's attack again. This wasn't a fight. It was a warning to anyone who believed prison had softened him. Tyson returned harder, faster, and hungrier, and he proved that the beast inside him had only grown sharper behind bars. Then came Ruddock, a man whose power was so feared that even other legends avoided him. He was explosive, athletic, and convinced that Tyson was finally vulnerable. His rise had been fueled by vicious knockouts and ego, and he believed Tyson would be just another skull for his collection. But when they collided, the illusion shattered. Ruddock stunned Tyson early with sharp blows that sent whispers through the crowd, but it only ignited something violent within Mike. Tyson's expression changed, his rhythm shifted, and suddenly he transformed into a relentless force. Every counterpunch carried the weight of fury. Every combination bent Ruddock's will. And when Tyson finally cracked him with a devastating shot, Ruddock fell like a man whose soul had been ripped out. It wasn't just defeat, it was demotion, a violent fall from Olympus straight into the depths of boxing's underworld. Larry Holmes, a legend in his own right, thought wisdom and experience would save him. After all, he once punished Muhammad Ali in a way that haunted Tyson for years. Holmes walked into their fight believing he could expose flaws in the young champion, mocking him and dismissing his power. But his plans unraveled the moment Tyson's punches started slicing through his guard. Every round chipped away at Holmes' confidence, and by the fourth, Tyson unleashed a storm too overwhelming for even a veteran to withstand. Holmes went down hard, got up, and went down again. When Tyson delivered the final crushing blows, the arena exploded as the former champion hit the canvas with no hope of rising. That night, history corrected itself. Ali's tormentor was forced to face the fury of Ali's self-proclaimed successor. Tyrell followed next, walking tall behind his gold medal pedigree and towering frame. He mocked Tyson openly, convinced his reach and finesse would make the fight easy. For a moment, his jab kept Tyson at distance, but arrogance blinded him. His confidence swelled, his defense dropped, and Tyson seized the opening with cold precision. As soon as the rhythm shifted, Big's fate was sealed. Tyson broke him down piece by piece, punishing him for every disrespectful word, and finally finished him with brutal accuracy that left no doubt about who the true Titan was. Bruno arrived with muscles carved like a sculpture and a belief that power alone could defeat Tyson. He promised a spectacular knockout, mocking Tyson's age and implying that the king's reign had expired. But once again, arrogance met disaster. Bruno landed early shots that briefly shook Tyson, but it didn't last. Tyson adjusted, unleashed his inner ferocity, and began tearing into Bruno with punishing combinations. When the decisive moment came, Tyson broke Bruno completely, dropping him under a barrage of brutal punches that forced his corner to throw in the towel. Bruno's strength crumbled beneath Tyson's precision, and the fight ended with Bruno sprawled helplessly, another victim of misplaced confidence. One by one, challengers stepped forward believing they had the answer to Mike Tyson. Tony Tubbs thought his speed and technique would outclass Tyson's aggression, while Tony Tucker believed his height and undefeated record would make him untouchable. But Tyson dismantled them, too, breaking Tubbs with a savage hook that folded him to the floor and outworking Tucker with relentless pressure until the judges declared Tyson the undisputed ruler of the division. Through all these encounters, the pattern remained the same. Men fueled by ego, bravado, and delusion entered the ring believing they could bully, outsmart, or overpower Iron Mike. Yet every time, Tyson responded with the same chilling message. He was built differently. He fought with a ferocity born from pain, discipline, and a life forged in chaos. He wasn't just a boxer, he was a force of nature unleashed, and every man who underestimated him learned that lesson through bone-crushing impact. The world watched these fights not just for victory or defeat, but for the raw reminder of what happens when swagger collides with reality. Tyson didn't just win, he erased doubt. He punished arrogance. And he carved his legacy into the bodies of those who dared to disrespect him. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fury and dominance of Iron Mike Tyson, let me know which legendary fight you want broken down next. Who should we explore, celebrate, or expose in the next episode? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more dramatic boxing stories and hard-hitting breakdowns, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.